Hey there, LaPrey, back again to talk. How's it going?
Hey there, Emily. All is well. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, thank you.
Good.
It's been really fun to talk about freelance with you and a couple of these videos that we've been doing. Gosh, where do we start with the freelance landscape and how people can participate in the freelance workforce?
Yep, yep.
Speaking of workforces, our second video, we dove into the layer cake workforce.
Yep,
If
yep,
anyone scrolls through those videos, it's got a really great visual that We Are Rosie did talking about the layer cake workforce. So thank you for explaining that one, LaPrey.
yep.
And then today we're here to talk about another piece of freelance, which again is near and dear to our heart, and that is around the word community.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
have to bounce that to you because the word is literally in your title. So
yeah.
please fill us in on your role and title.
Sure. Yeah. So I am the head of community loyalty and partnerships here. We are Rosie. Been in the role for almost 7 months now. Started in April. So within my role, I'm really all about obviously the community and being engaged with our community. As of today, we have over 22,000 what we call Rosies in our garden. These are freelancers that are looking for opportunities through our organization, and I work with them on engagement outside of the work. So we have a client team that manages our clients filling their needs, and our talent team manages placing those roses with those clients. But on the community side, I'll take a step out of the work, if you will, and talk more about, or not talk about, but engage our Rosies with. We host monthly webinars, we share newsletters. The biggest connection point is through our Slack channel, where we have different segments of Rosie. So for media, creative, every aspect of marketing, there's a channel within our Slack community where they can engage with each other. So those 22,000 Rosies, they're able to find a commonality within that community and talk about various topics, share information about clients they've worked with, offer best practices depending on which specific area of that world that you're in. It's just a beautiful community. I mean, individuals are very loving and supportive. We often have individuals that offer advice to those that are looking to fill certain roles. So again, it's just runs the gamut. And then with so many people there and so many great ideas, and it's just almost hard to keep track of sometimes, but we do our best to make sure that we are responding to questions that come through and offering insights, and even posting what we call questions of the day to kind of get some thoughts provoking with individuals and have them to share their thoughts around those topics. So the community side, again, is about engagement, about keeping our Rosies connected and loyal to our brand. And then from the partnership side, I get to work with great people like yourself, finding those common organizations that have a similar mission as ours, that are looking to really engage with individuals beyond the work. It's a matter of either connecting their community with our community, or offering resources, like resources to each other. So yeah, so quite a few things working in the background around the partnership side, but on the more front and center, if you will, is the community engagement that we host via our Slack channels, and obviously through the work that we provide to our Roses as well. So it's a lot of work. But I have a really supportive team to help me. And again, having partners like you just really helps to make the job not seem like work at all. It's more of it's just having conversations and engaging and finding that commonality, and then presenting it to our community so they can really benefit from the resources that we put together. So hope that makes sense.
It does. And thank you so much, LaPrey. Again, you're so kind. We're so thrilled to team up as the way we have with Hey There and We Are Rosie. But one of the things you talk about, again, it's easy to think that freelance life is lonely, but you just painted this entire picture of
Yeah.
what a community of mostly virtual workers,
Yeah.
can look like. That whether you're leveraging a Slack channel or sharpening the proverbial saw every month with professional development.
Yeah.
One of the biggest evolutions, I think, with freelance is that it's no longer a lonely sport. It's
Mhm.
no longer, an isolated way of having no connection. Yes, technology enables a lot of this to happen, but I will say, companies like We Are Rosie, and even with our Hey There social media community, that
Yeah.
our commitment is to not fill the world with more lonely freelancers that have an improvised on-ramp, that have
Mhm.
no resources to get better at their trade. Think of people in corporations, like there's corporate training and there's tracks to advance your career. Well, it can be a whole nother experience in freelance. So again, you touched on a lot of things that the We Are Rosie community is doing. And I just echo that that's at least what speaks to my soul, is to not make freelance a lonely way to work. And luckily, I think we have moved past that point.
Absolutely.
So thanks again, LaPrey, for really explaining what community looks like. Again,
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to assume that if I become a freelance professional, then I need to be prepared to pave the way all on my own. So glad to hear what you're at with We Are Rosie. And even at Hey There, we see that there's such collaboration that can come among freelance professionals. So what do you see in your community with regards to that?
Yeah, we often see individuals that have been in this freelancing world for a while, offering support and advice and best practices for those that are just starting out or just curious about what this looks like. Because you can join the community with at no cost, and you can be a part of what we do and be a part of the community with no risk involved. So why not jump in and talk to those that have been doing it for quite some time? Because to your point, there are no lonely freelancers. I think there's always a buddy system or just some type of organic conversations happening because they have that common denominator amongst themselves. And those that are looking to get into this world, if you will, are often seeking advice from those that have been around for a while. Like anything else, you want to talk to someone that's been there, done that, and get their advice and their wisdom to make your own informed decision. And that's what we try to do.
That's so true. In the spirit of a good graphic here, I'll jump over and share for 1 second. So basically, one of the things we see, here's a little quote about, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I'm sure people have heard this quote. Not only have I seen freelancers giving each other advice in our community, we've seen Hey There social media insiders literally team up and bring each other into opportunities. So it's
Yeah.
one thing to advise, a colleague, like, here's how I would handle that situation. But when they are opening doors and opening opportunities for each other, and again, I would assume that's something that you're seeing every day as well at We Are Rosie, based on some of the clients that have a need for a group of Rosies on a project right away.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Yeah, there's individuals that, to your point, either they offer advice or they even offer individuals that they know would be a good fit for a certain role. If there's something that they see that we're trying to fill and they either don't have the bandwidth or don't have the skill set, but they know someone that does, they will often make those recommendations. We've had a lot of organic growth in our community just from word of mouth, and we hope to continue that. And I think that's just a direct reflection of the way we engage and communicate with them very open and transparently. And I think they follow suit and continue to kind of move the needle in that regard and sharing the word about what we do and how it can be beneficial for them as well.
Definitely. And I also think it's so exciting for freelancers that many will say, well, I don't really want to have to go out and find the opportunities on my own. I just want to put my head down and do the work. And so with the power of the community, listening for each other, doing social networking, of course, being able to turn to Hey There or turn to We Are Rosie for particular opportunities. But again, you really do go farther together. So I think that it's a good mantra to live by, and not something that you have to sacrifice with this new future of work.
Yeah, well said. Again,
Yeah.
another great summary, Emily.
Well, thanks. Well, as we wrap up, I think it would just be worth mentioning that, when you start to think about evolutions of the web and going forward, what does the future of work continue to look like? There is a lot of talk about Web3, and I feel like the word community alone is associated so many times with what Web3 is going to bring. So again, just to be able to think about your role and your title in community, and I very much view myself as an ambassador for community with Hey There. So again, working in that spirit and benefiting from a community atmosphere is something that's only going to grow and help each of us even more. So thanks
Absolutely.
for talking through this with me.
My pleasure, Emily. It's truly a labor of love, and this is what, like you said, what we do in and day out. So why not take a moment, step back from our emails and the things that we do on a daily basis to have these conversations to make others aware of what opportunities exist and the types of support they have from us and from Hey There as well. So happy to do this, happy to do more of these to continue to get the word out.
I love it. And then on that note, if anyone has any specific questions further about freelance in general or opportunities specifically, certainly let us know in comments or send us a LinkedIn connection request.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Emily.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.